Okay, so today what you're going to be working on is you're going to be working on these homework problems together, or you can choose to work by yourself. So either with your team or by yourself, you are going to complete problems 6-106, 6-107, 6-108, 6-109, and lastly 6-110. So as I was doing this, I do want to be clear, your unfinished work is your homework. I realize that one of these problems contains some material that we haven't quite got to yet, which I'm not a huge fan of. I don't like for you to try to do something and then redo it. So I just want to talk you through it real quick because I don't think it will take a ton of time for you to figure it out and be able to do it. So yesterday we talked about the area and perimeter of algebra tiles. So as a reminder, algebra tiles are named for their area.
Nico Melendez, you are going home. Nico, you're going home.
Lucky. All right. As I was saying, these tiles, they're named for their area, so we just write down what's there. So we have x squared plus x plus 1. Area sounds really hard, but when it comes to algebra tiles, area is cake. It's easy. It's just write down what's there. Okay, so with perimeter is a little bit more challenging. As a reminder, perimeter is the outside of the shape. We have to be really careful about the corners. Usually that's where students will make mistakes. Also, I always think of perimeter. If I walk the perimeter of my property, that means I'm walking that outside edge. And so in this case, like I said yesterday, I'm particular. I always start in the upper left-hand corner. So I have a 1, x, 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 1, 1, 1, x. Now I'm back where I started. Now I'm going to do that term that we talked about yesterday, which is combining like terms. If they look alike, we put them together. If they're to the same power, we put them together. So in this case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the x's. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. Again, just like yesterday. Cake, right? I shouldn't say that for that part. I say area is easy because it's just write down what you have. Perimeter can sometimes be more challenging than that. Speaking of more challenging for the perimeter, look at the next two. This was my concern, is that I did not teach you about this. So again, my area, what's there? I have an x plus 1. I could write this as 1 plus x. I also could write it as 1x plus 1. All of those are correct. The commutative property of addition says I can write it in any order that I want. All of them are right. I'm old. The way I was taught is that you start with the largest power and you continue down to the least power. So I'm going to go with again, I'm going to be doing my perimeter of this shape. It's more complicated because of this guy right here. It's where it touches. So that makes it a little more tricky. So I start in my upper left-hand corner, though. I go x and a 1. Now with this one, this whole side right here, and I'm trying to make sure that nope, I'm still blocking it. This whole side right here, this guy right here is x. That's what we learned in the last couple of days. That's x. However, not all of it is outside. In fact, it's this length right here, which is 1. So because that part isn't on the outside, I'm going to remove it. Then I keep going. This is on the outside, so that's a 1, 1, 1, 1. Now I'm going to combine like terms. I have 1x and 2x. Don't do this one. It's on the inside. That's area. So we have 2x plus, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 5, but don't forget about that guy, minus 1. Now I'm going to combine like terms again, making that 0 pair. I have 2x plus 4. That's my final answer for the perimeter. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing down here on Charlie. Make sure that you do this, practice this up. Well, again, it's technically our next lesson, but I think that you guys are going to get this. Again, the idea is that wherever it touches like this, wherever it touches like that, is where we're going to subtract. If there's more than one that's touching, we'll subtract it. Let's see here, like let's say in this extra challenge, this guy right here, we would subtract 2 because that's what's touching. This whole side right here would be x minus 2. Okay? All right. I hope that answers the questions. We've got some tiles right here. If you need to use the algebra tiles, you may. Make sure you pick them up. Do not throw them. Do not do anything like that. And then the rest of it is review. It's things that you have done before. If you're stuck, ask your team, please. I hope to see you at the end of the day, and I hope that your reward day is fantastic. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.